Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
It's another lesson in English today, and we're going to be talking about traveling. Especially, we're going to Europe in today's lesson.
Oh, good.
And we're actually going to go to Greece. Greece. Okay, have you been to Greece before, Stephanie?
No, part of the reason is because it has very hot weather.
You don't like hot weather,
And I grew up in the desert, so when I go on vacation, I want to go somewhere where it's cool. Yes. I don't want to sweat.
I guess you could go there maybe during the winter or something. It does say in our article that they have kind of short, mild winters. But this is all for our dear listeners to decide whether you want to head to Greece right now. It's September right now. We're all back in school, so I don't think a lot of you have time to be traveling now, but maybe you could be traveling during the winter break or something like that. So, yeah, now is the time to consider where to go for winter break. So let's talk about Greece today, and the title of our travel unit is Your Guide to a Great Time in Greece. Let's find out what this is all about. Let's read the entire contents right now.
With an icy beverage in hand, you sit atop a rock cliff and gaze down upon a Mediterranean paradise. Your thoughts peacefully drift away as you glance down into the clearest blue water you've ever seen. On the beach below, a rusted ship sits stranded on the shore, providing beachgoers with a little shade and shelter from the heat. All the while, small groups of tourists wade in the waters below as they take in the otherworldly scenery. You've arrived in Greece, one of Europe's most popular travel destinations for those looking to escape from the stresses of modern life. Located in southern Europe, Greece is comprised of nearly 3,000 islands. However, only about 140 of them are inhabited. The nation's population is approximately 11 million. Yet nearly 16 million tourists pass through Greece annually for holiday trips. Around 80% of the country is mountainous and surrounded by the Mediterranean Sea. This creates a climate that consists of brief, mild winters and long, hot, dry summers. Yet thanks to Greece's beautiful beaches and amazing landscapes, it's never a chore to dodge the dog days of summer. With several key spots to choose from, tourists will find selecting a destination in Greece is no simple task. One of the main attractions in Greece's largest island is Crete. Like other parts of Greece, it boasts its fair share of beaches. Crete is also packed to the brim with Greek cultural landmarks. When you're done soaking in sun rays, you can visit old Venetian towns and Minoan castles, or explore mosques built during the reign of the Ottoman Empire. Perhaps the hottest destination for Asian travelers is the island of Zakynthos. In addition to having iconic beaches and vibrant nightlife, it's also the setting for the South Korean romantic drama, Descendants of the Sun.
Okay, everybody, let's talk about our lesson for today. The title is Your Guide to a Great Time in Greece. If you travel, sometimes it's useful to consult a travel guide, which is a book that provides information, probably a website as well nowadays. And this is our guide. This is all our information to having a great time in Greece, which is Sila in Chinese, Greece in English. And the name in Greek itself is like Hellenes or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't know Greek, but it is different from the English word. But in any case here's the first paragraph. It says, with an icy beverage in hand, you sit atop a rock cliff and gaze down upon a Mediterranean paradise. Okay, this is probably what you might be experiencing if you travel to Greece. Okay, so it's kind of hot there during the summer, so you might be having an icy beverage A beverage in your hand. A beverage, of course, is a drink. That's a fancy word for drink. For example, food and beverages are not allowed on the Taipei metro system. And so you're going to be drinking a cold drink, an icy beverage, and you're sitting atop a rock. Atop means you're on top of something. It's a rock cliff, which means it's rocky, and then it goes straight down to the sea. And, of course, you're gazing down upon the Mediterranean Sea. To gaze means to look at something with pleasure, I guess. You're not really too much or too nervous when you look at something, to gaze at something. It could also be a noun, too. A verb and noun just means to kind of leisurely look at something. And Mediterranean here refers to the ocean. That is in the south of Europe. It's around Italy, Greece, France, Spain, and then African countries, Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt, Israel, Syria, etc.
There's just a quick geography lesson for you right there.
And Turkey, too. I didn't get... There's a whole bunch of countries around the Mediterranean Sea there. But yes, indeed, you're looking at this Mediterranean paradise and you're going, oh, this is the most wonderful moment in my life.
So with that icy beverage and you're sitting on top of a cliff, just looking down on the paradise, your thoughts peacefully drift away as you glance down into the clearest blue water you've ever seen. Now, if your thoughts are drifting, it just means they're kind of floating away from you. I always think of drift as being very similar to the verb to float. So you're just being kind of carried away. Sometimes we use drift when we're talking about something drifting on a current of air, just kind of floating along in the air, or drifting along in the water. If you ever go down a river tubing, when you get inside the river and you're sitting on an inner tube that used to go into tires, I don't know if it still does, that's fun. You can drift down the river. Now, you're also glancing down into really beautiful water. That's one thing that Greece is famous for, is its beautiful blue, crystal clear water. So for that reason, I can see why people would want to go there. But remember, it's hot. It's hot in the summer.
Right. Glance here is similar in meaning to gaze. Glance is usually looking at something for a shorter period of time.
Yeah, it's quick.
But our writer here is just using different words to refer to the act of looking at something. So you're glancing down into this really clear blue water. You probably might want to do some scuba diving there. And on the beach below, a rusted ship sits stranded on the shore, providing beachgoers with a little shade and shelter from the heat. This might be in one particular location. Maybe our writer here went to such a place. There's a rusted ship there, which is a big boat, and it's been beached, I guess. It's been stranded on the beach there, so it's been sitting there a long time, and as you know, metal will rust after a certain period of time. It'll kind of turn orange, and it won't be so useful then. So, yes, it's rusting there. It's rusted, and it's stranded there. That means it can't go any place. Sometimes you see stranded ships on the shores of Taiwan from time to time. And yes, it's going to provide you with some shade because it's hot. It's also some shelter. Shelter, of course, is where you go for protection, like you might want to seek shelter during a typhoon.
So all the while, or during that whole time, there are small groups of tourists who wade in the waters below. If you wade in the water, it means you don't completely submerge yourself. You don't get your head underneath the water. Kind of just walk around in a little kind of shallow water. You would wade in it.
Probably up to your knees or so.
Yeah, maybe up to your knees. As they do this, they're taking in or looking at the otherworldly scenery. It's so beautiful, it almost seems like you're in a different world completely, otherworldly. Scenery is just the beautiful views that you get when you go and look at different types of landscapes, different scenery everywhere in the world. And this, it's really got a great reputation for being quite beautiful.
Yeah, for example, I really loved the scenery in Veracruz State in Mexico when I went there. way back in the 90s. But in any case here, we're talking about this otherworldly scenery. It's like you're on a different planet or something like that.
Remember, scenery is non-count, guys.
That's right.
Don't say sceneries.
We've said that so many times in this program, but we want to make sure that you don't make that mistake. Scenery is non-count. And, well, where are you? Are you in Mexico? Are you in Tunisia? Are you in Mexico again? Or are you in Taiwan? No, you're in Greece.
Yeah.
You've arrived in Greece. It's one of Europe's most popular travel destinations for those looking to escape from the stresses of modern life. So I guess it's a relaxing place to go.
Yeah.
No wonder, because it's got lots of islands there. And, of course, islands have beaches and places to hang out.
They sure do. Okay, let's move on to the next paragraph. Located in southern Europe, that's where Greece is. It's comprised of nearly 3,000 islands. Now, this fact actually surprised me. I knew it was comprised or made up of islands, but wow, I didn't know they had that many islands in Greece. 3,000. So to be comprised of, again, is just to be made up of that. That's what you're composed of, you could say. However, only about 140 of those 3,000 islands are actually inhabited, which means people actually live there. So you could go and get lost on a deserted island in Greece.
And, of course, if no people are living there, it is uninhabited. But only 140 of these islands have people living on them. They are inhabited. And it's not a very big country in terms of population. It says the nation's population is approximately 11 million. So we don't know the exact number. It's approximately 11 million more or less. I guess Taiwan here is approximately 23 million people, more or less. It's really hard to count that many people. But yeah, about 11 million people live in Greece. Yet, still, nearly 16 million tourists pass through Greece annually for holiday trips.
Wow.
Annually means every year, and I imagine a lot of those tourists are coming down from cold northern European countries like Germany and France. And, of course, as you know, those northern European countries have lots of vacation time, so they probably all head down to Greece for the food and the drink and the music. They just have a wonderful time.
Well, and unlike the folks in Asia, they actually like to tan. They like to get out on the beach and get a nice suntan. You'll often see European folks on the beaches, and sometimes they like to go and like to go to those nude beaches and get a tan without any tan lines, we call them. If you lay out in the sun, your swimsuit will cover up some of the parts of your body, and those are called the tan lines. So they are popular amongst those Europeans, that's for sure, all of those beautiful beaches. Right now, guys, we're going to take a break and listen to our Chinese teacher, and then we'll be back to talk about this paradise called Greece.
Hello everyone, my name is Tina. 我们今天要带大家去参观的国家叫做希腊，英文呢我们称之为 Greece。首先我们来看到在第一段呢描述着在希腊度假的这样子的风情。第一段的第3个句子提到 On the beach below, a rusted ship sits stranded on the shore, providing beachgoers with a little shade and shelter from the heat. 在这里描述的是在下方的海滩上呢，一艘生锈的船搁浅在岸上。我们来看一下 rusted 在这里当作形容词是生锈的意思，而 rust 当作名词指的呢就是铁锈。那延伸的意思可以指的是脑子迟钝的意思。举个例子来说She reads extensively to keep her mind from rust. 也就是指着她广泛的阅读以防止脑子迟钝。而在这里后面的 sits 后面放了一个形容词 stranded 用来当作是主词补语，代表着有搁浅的意思。这艘船生锈搁浅在岸上，同时我们在逗号后面用的是 providing 来叙述这样子的一个状态呢，就提供给这些游 刻可以阻挡酷热的一些阴影跟遮蔽的地方。在这里的 shade 指的就是阴暗或者是阴影之处咯。同样一段的最后一句提到 You've arrived in Greece, one of Europe's most popular travel destinations for those looking to escape from the stresses of modern life. 在这里提到这里所欣赏的美景就是希腊，而对于那些指望能够逃离现代生活压力的人而言呢，这就是欧洲最受欢迎的旅游胜地之一。我们常常提到旅游胜地，除了像在这里课文所看到的 travel destinations 之外，像是 tourist attractions 也可以解释成为观光胜地，而你常常去欣赏的那些风景点则是可以说 scenic spots。 接着我们继续来看到来描述希腊这个特色。在第二段的第二个句子提到 The nation's population is approximately 11 million, yet nearly 16 million tourists pass through Greece annually for holiday trips. 在这一句当中有两个副词我们要特别来介绍一下。首先是前面句子的 approximately， 在这里当作副词解释成为大概近乎的意思。举个例子来说，现在呢约莫是10点钟，你就可以说 The time is approximately 10 o'clock。 而后面的这个副词 annually 则是指每年的。再举一个例子， They celebrate their wedding anniversary annually， 也就是代表着他们每一年都会庆祝一次他们的结婚纪念日。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back in Greece. Remember, it's a beautiful place in southern Europe. We were in the second paragraph when we took a break. We've discovered that it really has a lot of little small islands that make up this country of Greece. But they don't have a very big population. It's approximately, which means about, we don't have the exact number, about 11 million. We have many more people here in Taiwan. Yet nearly 16 million tourists pass through Greece every year for their holiday trips. So I bet when you go to Greece on vacation, most of the people you bump into are tourists and not real Greek folks. But I was just saying to Tom during the break, I think they have wonderful food. I think their food is delicious.
I wouldn't know because I've never been there, but I've been to Greek restaurants before. And
sure.
Yeah, it does sound like it's pretty good. It's Mediterranean cooking,
Yum.
Which a lot of people claim is the world's healthiest food. You can eat that and lose weight and live a long time. Lots of cheese and olive oil and stuff like that. But again, we've got a lot of islands there. Also, around 80% of the country is mountainous and surrounded by the Mediterranean Sea, which again is that ocean that's between Africa and Europe there. So you got lots of mountains there. It's mountainous. That's how you would describe the place. Colorado in the U.S. is mountainous. Taiwan is mountainous. Switzerland is mountainous.
All beautiful parts of the world that you named there. Now, if you're surrounded by something, it's all around you. We could say Taiwan is surrounded by the ocean. There's nothing next to us except that water. Now, this creates a climate. That's kind of what the temperatures are there is based on your climate that consists of brief, mild winters and long, hot, dry summers. This kind of sounds like Arizona, where I grew up, except that we don't have any ocean next to us. To consist of something, again, means what something is composed of, what it's made up of. So their climate has a long period where it's very hot and dry. It's unlike Taiwan. There's not a lot of humidity there. So it is hot, but it's dry. And some people will say sometimes that's more comfortable than, say, having hot weather that's humid. but they're both hot. I'll just be honest. And you can really get a sunburn there. You have to be careful.
You do. Hot, dry summers are a lot more pleasant than humid summers. Those kind of make things difficult. It's hard to breathe and stuff like that. But let me give you an example with this word consist of. I could say, my camping equipment consists of a tent, a sleeping bag, a sleeping mat, and cooking supplies. So there you go. This place consists of these brief, mild winters and long, hot, dry summers. Yet, thanks to Greece's beautiful beaches and amazing landscapes, it's never a chore to dodge the dog days of summer. So I guess what this sentence is telling us that even though it's really hot there in the summer, you probably really don't notice it all that much. You're able to endure the summer better because it has such amazing landscapes and these beautiful beaches. A landscape, of course, is just when the land presents you with a beautiful scene. Mountain landscapes, ocean landscapes, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really not a chore to dodge those dog days of summer. We often refer to those last few months of summer that are really hot and sometimes muggy, sometimes humid. Muggy is another word for humid. If you're talking about the dog days of summer, typically that is people are referring to August. Maybe the 1st of September, but it's the very part of summer where you're just like sick of the heat. But it says here it's never a chore. It's never a hard job to dodge or escape those dog days of summer. Chore is something we refer to when we talk about jobs at home we have to do. For example, I had chores on Saturday. Actually, I had chores all week. Unlike some of the kids here in Taiwan, I had to do the dishes, I think 3 times a week. We always had to keep our rooms clean. Those are chores, and chores countable. But it's never a chore. It's not hard work to dodge or escape. That's what dodge means. In fact, there's a kids game called Dodgeball. Do you remember it, Tom?
Sure do. And the version here in Taiwan of Dodgeball is different to the version in North America. We play with several balls, maybe 6 or 7 balls, 2 teams throwing them at each other. Here, I haven't quite figured it out. You got like 3 kids playing it and somebody stands in the middle. So you play dodgeball a little differently here.
Oh.
But in this case, dodge as a verb just means to avoid something, especially if it's coming toward you. Sometimes politicians will dodge the question. Sometimes they just don't want to answer the question because they'll get in trouble or something. And dog days of summer just means, as Stephanie said, the kind of last days of summer that are pretty hot and uncomfortable. Now, let's move on now to the next paragraph. It says, with several key spots to choose from, several key tourist spots, tourists will find selecting a destination in Greece is no simple task. Yes, it will be very difficult to decide because there are so many wonderful places to go. Where should we go? I can't decide. The mountains, the beaches, the islands. Oh, it's just so difficult to decide.
Now, one of the main attractions, an attraction is a place that tourists are interested in going to see. Maybe it's because it's beautiful scenery, or maybe it's a museum or an amusement park. That's an attraction too. In Greece, Crete, which is Greece's largest island, is one of the main attractions. That's where most people go. Like other parts of Greece, it boasts its fair share of beaches. Your fair share means you get what you deserve. So it has plenty of beaches, you could say. If you boast something, especially when you use this verb to talk about your country or your city, it just means you have something that you feel quite proud of. It's pretty wonderful to have. We always like to say Taiwan boasts some of the best food in Asia, especially beef noodle soup is one of my favorites.
Ooh, yeah, exactly. So, yes, it features these beaches and stuff like that. So if you go to Crete, you can hang out at a beach if you like that sort of thing. I don't like beaches because I hate getting sand between my toes. But Crete is also packed to the brim with Greek cultural landmarks. So the brim is the edge of something, like the brim of your coffee cup. So if something is packed to the brim with something, that means it just has all these things. It's full of those things.
You could also say filled to the brim.
There you go. And a landmark, of course, is something that helps you identify a certain kind of place. They've got cultural landmarks there, maybe some old ruins from ancient civilizations and stuff like that. And when you're done soaking in sun rays, you can visit old Venetian towns and Minoan castles, or you can explore mosques built during the reign of the Ottoman Empire. Okay, so yes, indeed, some people may soak in sun rays, catch some rays, get a suntan. Most people in Taiwan don't really like to do that kind of stuff. Y'all don't like dark skin, so you stay out of the sun. I don't blame you. I don't like to sunburn myself. And so you can check out these old towns, check out some old buildings, and you're going to see some ancient ruins there, some Minoan castles. Minoan refers to a civilization that was in Greece, or on Crete rather, thousands of years ago. And of course, the Ottomans were there. The Ottoman Empire was based out of Turkey, and they kind of controlled that part of the world for a long time. Before World War I think they broke up after World War I, the Ottomans. And so, of course, they were all Muslims, or they were Islamists, you could also call them, and they built mosques. And a mosque, of course, is like a church for Muslims, for Islam. There's a big mosque in Taipei right next to Da'an Park there. And this particular mosque, or lots of mosques there on Crete, were built during the reign of the Ottomans. Reign is just a period in which a certain government controls an area. The reign of the Qing dynasty in China, for example.
So perhaps the hottest destination, the one that's most popular, it's really cool to go to, for Asian travelers is the island of Zakynthos. That's where they filmed the very popular South Korean romantic drama called Descendants of the Sun. So there, in addition to having iconic beaches, famous beaches which represent, the beaches there represent the whole country of Greece. They have great beaches. And vibrant nightlife. If it's vibrant, there's a lot of activity. It's fun. It's exciting. It's never dull. If you go there, you get to be on the actual island where they filmed the South Korean drama that's quite popular, not just in Taiwan, but in Japan, too. I understand they like it, too.
So Asians love these Korean dramas, and you can be looking at, oh, I recognize that from that drama.
Sure.
That's where the boy kissed the girl for the first time or whatever. I don't really know what happens in that, but in any case, y'all might enjoy it if you go there. Okay, that brings us to the end of our lesson. Here comes our Chinese teacher.
接着来看到第二段的最后一句提到 Yet, thanks to Greece's beautiful beaches and amazing landscapes, it's never a chore to dodge the dog days of summer. 事实上呢，在希腊的夏天是非常的酷热干燥的，然而呢，多亏，那么我们就可以说 thanks to。有幸于呢，这希腊美丽的海滩以及令人惊艳的风景，所以呢，在这里度过大热天从来不是件苦差事。在这里的 chore， 我们以前所知道的 chore 解释成为家庭杂物，像我们常常说 house chores。不过在这里则是解释成为讨人厌的工作，所以在这里度过炎热的夏天呢，是不会是一件苦差事。而后面的 dodge 则是有闪开、闪躲的意思。下一段要介绍一些希腊的有名景点，首先第一个是克里特岛，在第三段的第三个句子提到 Like other parts of Greece, it boasts its fair share of beaches. 在这里的 it 指的就是 Crete， 也就是克里特岛。我们要特别介绍一下这里的动词 boast， 本来是有自吹自擂的意思，不过在这里解释成为以拥有什么东西而自豪。举个例子来说，我们学校的图书馆以常有好多的珍本书而自豪，那么你就可以造个句子 Our school library boasts quite a few rare books。而呢，后面最后要介绍的这个岛屿呢，叫做杂金索斯岛。在这篇文章的最后一句提到 In addition to having iconic beaches and vibrant nightlife, it's also the setting for the South Korean romantic drama Descendants of the Sun。 这个岛的特色除了具有代表性的海滩跟活跃的夜生活之外，最著名的大概就是韩剧《太阳的后裔》的拍摄景点。 而在这里的形容词 iconic 则是有代表性的或者是符号的意思，而 vibrant 则是有充满生气的意思。 OK， 以上就是今天的课文讲解，谢谢收听。
Thanks for joining us, guys. That's just day 1 of our travel unit. We're going to spend our next program talking about some other things you can do in Greece to have a great time. We hope you'll join us then. For English Digest, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Tom. Goodbye.
Bye.